Welcome to Breakfast with Sergio. This is episode number 20. I'm super happy this is episode number 20. And today, very quickly, I want to talk about how to get a big idea off the ground. How to get something that you may have in mind off the ground. So everybody, again, welcome to Breakfast with Sergio. This is episode number 20. Super happy to be here. Today for breakfast is nothing less than an awesome looking burrito. I made myself a breakfast burrito. It has inside eggs, so egg whites, actually just egg whites with spinach, a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper and a nice blanket of spinach. Roll it up, put the tortilla, the flour tortilla, also grill it a little bit, and it's done, ready to eat, ready to perfection. So that's breakfast for today, my friends. And I want to talk about how to get a big idea off the ground. This is something that I've been asked many times. Even last time I was in Mexico City, I was doing a talk there, and somebody asked me, you have this big idea to create this gallery concept, but where to start? I don't know how to start. And other artists that I have talked to as well that said, "Hey, Sergio, I have this big idea on something I want to do, but I'm not exactly sure how to start or where to start." So I want to give you just like 3 basic steps to get started on a big idea that you might want to take off. And this reminds me when I wanted to open up my own art gallery, back in 2004. Since before then, I always had this idea of having my own space where I could run exhibitions, where I could show the work of other people. So I always wanted to open up an art gallery of some sort, and so I had to start from scratch, right? I didn't know how to do it. So these are the 3 steps that I recommend. And now after so many years also working at the Joby Art Center, where we build a huge art community from the ground up, and other projects that I have done, I thought I would give you like 3 steps to get started, to get a big idea off the ground, something just to get it off the ground and moving and rolling. And again, thanks everybody who are sending me messages right now. Thank you for joining me for breakfast today. Again, we're talking about how to get a big idea off the ground. The first step that I would say you need, step number 1, if you want to get this big idea off the ground, is to first sit down and write it down. Before you do any other action, sit down and write down your idea. What is it that you envision? What is it that you have in mind? What is it that you dream of? Write it down, and also write down what are the assets that you would need to get that thing going. Whether it's an art project that you have envisioned, whether it is an art center, an art gallery, your own space of some sort. What is it that you have in mind? Because a lot of times the ideas are great here, but they need to be put down on paper or on your computer. Write it down in detail. What is it that you want? What is it that you envision? And what are the assets that you need? Do you need space? Do you need money? Do you need time? Do you need people? What are the assets that you're gonna be after to take this idea off the ground? Take the time to write it down. Very important to write it down, because that's, once you write it down, then you can adjust as you go. You can, as the plan progresses, you can adjust, you can tweak, you can remove, and you can add. So you gotta write it down. Don't just keep it in your head. Write it down. When you write it down, it becomes more official for you. Then you start actually putting action towards that big idea that you want to get off the ground. Number 2, another one that I recommend is then share your idea. Share your idea. You have to share your idea, because when you share your idea, that's to other people that you trust, particularly, you start getting some feedback. You start getting other objective ideas of maybe other things that you haven't thought about, or maybe it reinforces some of the things that you have thought about. So you can get both positive and negative feedback, and both are necessary, both are important. When you share your idea with somebody, and then that somebody says, well, have you thought about this, or have you considered this other option? Have you thought about the consequence of doing this here versus there? You have to talk about it with people that you trust, with people that that can give you some feedback. And don't only look for positive, good feedback. Also look for negative feedback, because that is important. It will allow you to see things that you have not thought about when it comes to the idea that you have in mind. Great example for this one, when I want to open up my gallery back in 2004, I had this is something I always wanted to do, and I started telling people I knew, and I talked to a friend of mine, Ruth Serkovich, who said, Ruth, I really want to open this gallery. I don't know exactly where, I'm looking for space, and I don't know, I've looked at a lot of spaces, and I'm just not convinced. And that's when she told me, you have to check out the Joe VR Center. The Joe brothers just purchased this 80,000 square foot facility, and they're going to start building an art center there. You gotta go check it out. And she gave me the number, and I called, and that's how I started, at the Joe VR Center. That's where my gallery opened up. So, you never know who you talk to that might have an idea, might have a lead, might have a contact, might have something that they can provide for you that will be helpful for this project. So once you have this idea in mind, you already take it off the ground, you write things down, you look at the assets that you need, and then you start talking about it. Talk to everyone that you meet, talk to everyone that you know, talk to everyone, because you never know who may have a lead, who may have an answer to something that you are looking for. Don't underestimate the power of conversation and the power of networking with other people and sharing your idea. Once you have done that, the third thing that I recommend to get it off the ground, I'm just talking about getting it off the ground. I'm not talking about really planning for the future and doing all these other things that are very important, but just getting the idea off the ground to a great start is assemble your team. You have to assemble a team to work with. When a few people get together, it's a lot better than just one. When I started my gallery back in 2004, I exactly did these 3 steps as well. Assemble a team. I talked to 3 friends of mine, Javier, Carl, and Kim, who said, guys, I really have this idea to open up this gallery. You want to do it with me? You want to be part of this? And they agreed, and we started together. We had a team. We divided the work. We were excited. We pushed ideas, bouncing each other, and that's how we took off. That's how we started. Back at the Joe VR Center, when we started there, same thing. First we had a team of only about 9-10 people who we started in this huge facility that nobody knew what we were doing, and we said, let's do this together. We had meetings, we worked together, we created a great team, and that's how things take off. It's about the people, having the right people in place, having the right people that you can collaborate with. That's how things just take off really, really fast, versus if you're just trying to do everything on yourself. So those are the 3 things, my friends, that I recommend if you have this big idea and you want to get it off the ground at a good start. Step 1, write it down, write all the details, your envision, your idea, write down also the assets that you need for this. Then talk to people, share your idea, start talking, everyone you meet, everyone you talk to, tell them your idea, because you never know who might have a lead for you, who might have a contact, who might have an asset that you're looking for. Very important. And then the third one to get started is assemble a team, assemble a strong team of people that you trust, of people that share your vision and your idea, and that's how it all starts. After that, there's a lot of other things you can do, and you should do, such as planning and strategizing and so on, but to get a good start, I would do there, which is one of the hardest things to do. Everybody has great ideas. I mean, so many people say, oh, Sergio, have this idea for this, or have this idea for that, and everybody has a great idea, but only a small percentage will actually take the time, take the action to get them off the ground. So thanks, my friends, thanks for watching. And if you are, before I close, this is episode number 20, so I'm super excited, super thankful for everyone who's been watching or listening through the podcast, or watching live or on YouTube. And I'm super excited because we're getting also a lot of messages from artists internationally as well, who are joining the Breakfast with Sergio on a weekly basis. I would love to know where you're listening from or where you're watching from. So if you are watching right now or listening through the podcast, send me a message, or just if you're in Facebook, on the bottom messages, let me know where you're joining us from, where you're watching from, what country are you watching. I would love to hear that. And if you are in YouTube, just put it in the comments. If you are in Instagram, just put in the comments, where are you watching from? This is episode 20. I want to celebrate this way by learning and knowing where are you watching from. Ohio, I see some names already coming up on the screen, and that is pretty cool. So my friends, just let me know. We'd love to hear, we'd love to know, and we'd love to celebrate that as well. So it's the small steps that are very important to celebrate. Maryland and other places. Ireland, awesome. Ireland, somebody watching from Ireland. Thank you so much for being here with me. I'm sure it's not breakfast for you right now, but thank you for joining Breakfast with Sergio all the way from Ireland, Wisconsin, Chicago, Virginia, Indiana. Oh, I see all those messages popping up. Thank you so much, my friends. Thank you for your love. Thank you for watching. And please share this with a friend. If this is something that you enjoy, please share it with a friend. That's one thing that will make me so super happy. Have an amazing day or evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you. Let me know what you're watching, because I'm going to report on that on my next episode, number 21, on Wednesday. Thanks, everybody. See you later.